All right, we're rolling.
Mm-hmm. Back at it. Back at the grind.
Yeah, it's a rough one, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fair enough. I probably would run out of breakfast related content if we were going to do a breakfast podcast pretty quick. So it's probably for the best that everybody hated that.
Yeah. But it breaks my heart that we're gonna have to abandon our new drop. The Breck stuff segment.
Oh yeah.
It's a great it's a great drop. I gotta figure out a new way to incorporate that.
Yeah, I mean, breaking stuff or brecking stuff is eternal. You can always break some more stuff, and it's not like I'm gonna say swear off breakfast foods.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Give
continue
me
to
something to
make that
Breck.
one meal a day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
some say the most important meal of the day.
Maybe we just do a whole parody song of that old Limp Biscuit, but it's all about breakfast and
What what a
brunch.
what a shoddy breakfast a limp biscuit would be. I like a full flaky biscuit, not some little padded out.
Yeah.
Mm.
You ever have those cinnamon rolls with the orange icing?
Oh yes,
Wow.
and I've had trouble finding them. I wanted to make them at the beginning of the pandemic, and I could not find them. It was only your regular icing or your cream cheese icing.
I really, because I'd never even heard of those orange icing cinnamon rolls until the pandemic.
Huh?
So I guess
Really?
they,
You never
yeah.
did that before? Never had them
Mm-mm.
till it's a
It
new
seems,
trick.
it seems to me like that's something that was dreamed up by like, you know, some sort of an orange growers co-op. Like Bing Crosby is behind it. There's big money in the
Mm-hmm.
pushing of the orange icing. Just so strange to me. Like,
Yeah,
how did
there's
that
a.
become a thing?
I feel like oranges. They have backers. There's big money behind. Do you remember those chocolate oranges that you'd get around Christmas time, and you're supposed to whack them on the table, and they split into segments, orange
Yeah.
segments, but it's chocolate.
I pay a high priced escort to whack one of those chocolate oranges on my testicles every Christmas. That's my gift to me.
Well, I mean, it's all about the whacking. It's not like orange and chocolate are flavors that go together in any real way.
Yeah. There's something funny going on here where there's some dark money that's shoehorning orange into other flavors.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that there's probably a lot of banana money exchanging hands, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But other than bananas, I think that orange is the fruit that has the most political clout.
I think, some people I like orange juice, but that's about it. I think an orange in and of itself is a bit of a chore, don't you?
Yeah,
All that
absolutely.
peeling, and then when you
And
put
then
the
once you
orange in your mouth,
peel, you still have like all that weird pulpy
stringy
skin on top
bullshit.
of it.
Yeah, I should say I enjoy orange juice, but only in its least natural form. If it's
Oh,
got pulp
you're
in
a
it,
no pulper.
oh,
I love some pulp. I
I
get
would
the extra
rather
pulp.
I would rather drag my ass along a long gravel road than drink a glass of pulp orange juice. It's always
I want them
disappointing.
to have a higher pulp. Like like
You want that extra pulp?
yeah. I need that extra fiber in there to keep me regular.
We should team up. We're vertically integrated here. Just siphon all the pulp out of mine.
And then
You
you know keep it I don't know if you just keep it in a Tupperware for me, and I'll sprinkle it into my orange juice later.
Just I have like a wire strainer, and I have a baggie in the fridge. I just shake it out in there every morning. I've got a little sticker on it. It says AJ's Pulp.
Yeah. Well, is there anybody in your family who is pro pulp, or are you all anti pulpers?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm just callous that way. I don't ask. I don't bother. I don't care. I buy the kind I like. And I think the littler ones, they just have, they have that Stockholm syndrome where they don't know anything else is out there. Similar to when I was.
It's not a big deal. It's not like you've foisted Sunny Delight on them and told them that this is orange juice.
Well, to be honest, they don't like orange juice, and maybe that's why. Maybe they're pulpsters, and they just don't. See, because when I was a kid, I thought I didn't like chili. And it turns out I just don't like it the way my mom makes it with ketchup.
What?
Just ketchup and ground beef. I was like, went to Wendy's one time. I was like, damn, there's supposed to be like seasoning in this.
It's not just a big bowl of ketchup with a few little beefy bits thrown in.
Yeah. It was like a worse version of Sloppy Joe. My mom's recipe for chili.
No beans. No beans about it, right?
No, there was beans. She's not a Texan.
All right.
There was beans and ground beef, and then like I think that she put like onion powder and chili powder, and then just like 2 cups of ketchup. I remember helping her make it one time, and I was like, so this is chili, huh?
What is
I remember
Boston's deal with beans? I mean, it's Bean Town, and you got Boston baked beans, and at one point in time, I think their baseball team was called the Bean Eaters. What?
Their team was called the Bean Eaters?
I think there was back in like the 1800s, Boston Bean Eaters.
Was this a reference to the Boston's 1800s lesbian culture?
Perhaps I just thought about it, and I'm like, why is it Bean Town, and why are there so many bean things associated with Boston? I don't.
That's why. It's because all the bean eaters,
Well, yeah.
They call it a Boston marriage. 2 lady roommates.
Ah.
Wait, I think that the point of the euphemism Boston marriage was that they were like sexless lesbians. I don't know.
Well, that doesn't jibe with the bean eating.
Yeah. Unless they just eat actual beans and then they just, I'm too gassy. I can't do it tonight.
I'm really farty.
Just a bunch of farting lesbians. That's Boston for you. This is we're trying to get a new stereotype going about Boston. They're trying to get away from the whole racism thing. So now they're all farting lesbians. And this sounds like it's one of those like dumb David Letterman show gags where he's like, all right, next up, the Boston farting lesbians. And then they all come out tap dancing. Mm-hmm. It's like a throwaway gag. I should have thrown it away.
I like a good throwaway gag. Letterman and I liked Conan's. Do you remember Tiny Jay Leno?
Oh, yes.
And he'd drive his little mini car across the stage.
He'd do the wave and the little head wobble, and he never said anything.
Man, those guys must have just hated each other, right?
Conan and Jay Leno?
Yeah, they're somewhat civil, but there must be like seething hatred underneath all of that.
I feel like there's only two modes for celebrities. One is like just a big dumb idiot who likes everyone, but and then the other is like just a seething asshole who hates everyone. And there's no rhyme or reason to it, you know? Like I fully believe that like Chris Pratt is just like, gosh shucks, everyone's so nice. But then he's kind of a dickhead, and there's people who's like, I fucking hate that guy. I'd light him on fire if I could get away with it.
And that was everybody else who's in the movies and on the TVs with him. They all hate him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They all hate him. You hear that? You hear that, Pratt? What if you woke up tomorrow and found out that Chris Pratt just randomly listened to you talking on a podcast and like decided that it was time for him to fill his pockets up with all of his many golden awards and walk into the ocean?
Oh, wow. That took a turn. I thought I was going to need to fear for my life. I thought he was going to put that big Pratt money and just put a price on my head.
He's going to show up at your house
John Wick movie
on a dirt bike with 3 velociraptors. He's like, I tricked these velociraptors into thinking that this dirt bike is also a velociraptor, and it's their leader.
Do you think they let him keep a few of the velociraptors for personal use?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He bonded with them on set, and they're like, you know, they've what's the word? They've imprinted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're the Dino Daddy now, Pratt. They will accept like no other.
He's like one of those like real tree camo hunting and fishing guys in real life. So I'd imagine that he just you know, he's eating velociraptor sausage.
Ooh.
Has
very
that with
lean
his scrambled
meat,
eggs.
But you know, yeah.
And that's Breck stuff.
I think any segment can be Breck stuff. I think that
we'll just do that instead of the like reading Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
We just have the. Do you think we can get away with that?
I think that we should steal more from Reading Rainbow. I think that we should have children give a little candid interview about their breakfast instead of about the book they read.
We'll just, instead of doing a podcast, we just have children do a report about a podcast they heard. But then they don't tell you how it ended. It's
where the education system is. It's where we're heading. You know, we'll get out in front of it.
This is the problem with podcasts, is that there isn't an ending. You'll be listening to one and then you're like, nah, whatever. I'm done with work. We need people to want to finish them. We need to have that Reading Rainbow thing where, do you want to know how it ends? Well, you'll have to go get it from the library.
Yeah. I think we could get people to finish our podcast if we made Breck stuff the final segment. We might have some people fast forwarding to the end, listening to the end first, you know, the sort of people who can't wait for their dessert.
Mm-hmm.
But
in this case, the dessert is breakfast.
I love breakfast for dessert.
Bressert. All right, well, we have another segment that we have to get to, and that is our corrections and apologies.
I'm sorry.
Folks, this is when
So sorry.
we say something on a previous episode, and then we have to go back and revisit that idea. You might remember in one of the previous episodes, I think it might have been the last one, the breakfast one. We were talking about the movie Billy Elliot.
Oh yeah.
And I got, well, first of all, I said he was a little gay boy, and I don't think that is canon in the film. He does have a gay friend, and then he kisses his gay friend at the end, but it seems like he was just kind of leading him on, gaslighting him.
I mean, he's a very young man, the Billy Elliot. He hasn't become Bill Elliot yet, and who knows who he's going to be.
William Elliot. But no, second of all, I got distracted and never finished a thought. I said they wouldn't make a movie like this today. And then I never explained what I meant by that. But what I meant by that was that his dad does think that his son is gay, and he's embarrassed and humiliated by having a ballet dancing son. But then he comes around and decides to support his son's dreams, and that's the part that I find unrealistic. They wouldn't give someone who even shows a tiny glimmer of bigotry a redemption arc in a movie anymore. They need those people to be completely one-dimensional. So that's been our corrections.
I'm sorry.
All right, do you have an idea for a podcast?
Yeah, I mean, that's mostly what I have. I have several of them. None of them are good, but let's start with Fear of a Botfly Planet. And this is just going to be gross botfly information. Because when I came up with that idea, I was just on Facebook, and in the span of one session of scrolls, I saw 2 botfly videos, and I'm freaked out about them again. Wish maybe this is a podcast about getting people to stop making me aware of botflies.
That famous Talking Heads live concert film. Stop making me talk about botflies.
Oh man,
I don't even know what a botfly is.
They're like a burrowing insect that likes to live inside of your body.
Oh,
one of the videos was a botfly being extracted from a cat's nose, where it's so huge you're like, that thing was almost as long as the cat's entire head. How did that happen? And oh my god,
gross! It's a botfly in your Chardonnay.
There was one point in time, a much earlier episode of this podcast, where we I think gave our top 3 least favorite insects, and I neglected to put I got all cutesy with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, picked the insects that were, I think I might have even picked a June bug. Who cares about a June bug?
Yeah, but botfly also is cool. It sounds like it's a reggae bug.
Well, if what you're taking from this is that botflies are cool, I've already failed.
Botfly.
No, I'm starting to like them too. Oh no!
Brap, brap, brap. He comes around just chewing on he's got a great big marijuana cigarette. Hey, it's the botfly. He wants to get up in your nose with that.
Rubber hose?
Yeah, with the rubber hose from...
Welcome back, Cotter.
Yeah.
That saying, I mean, not really germane to the topic of botflies, but what's this famous rubber hose that people normally put up their nose?
I think we discussed this. It's a drug reference, right? It's
we
two
did?
ways to do hard drugs: up your nose or with a rubber hose.
Ah, fair enough. Now I get it. And I'm a little bit worried about 16-year-old Arnold Horshack.
I wouldn't
his
worry
reliance
too much.
on hard drugs.
Do you know how old he'd be today?
No, I don't. How old?
I don't know either.
No, okay. I guess we could do some research, but that's not really our strong suit, so I'd rather not.
I did do some research.
Ah, fuck.
Mm-hmm. He is negative 8 years old.
Oh, he's a Benjamin Button. He's been buttoning this whole time.
Yeah, he's all buttoned up. You don't have to worry about him.
Well, that's good. I hope he gets all the botflies and none of us do.
They were called the Sweat Hogs.
Yes, they were. And why was that? That didn't make sense either. Like, I feel like this episode's just me being like, "Why is this?" Or maybe that's what every episode is because I don't
you
know
never
anything.
saw them drink sweat.
And they were kind of like you with that pulpless orange juice, trying to hog it all for themselves.
Yeah.
Didn't want to share the sweat with the rest of the class. Didn't bring enough for everybody.
Arnold Horshack, quit hogging the sweat. All right, I got an idea for a podcast.
Okay.
This is called Twist It Up. And this is basically, I think that there's a huge void that needs to be filled in the English-speaking world's online community space. Now that IMDb got rid of the message boards, there's not a place for people who think every movie has a twist to discuss what their theory on the twist is in movies. I don't know if you're familiar with this phenomena. You still see it sometimes. The people who say, have you heard the theory that in Ferris Bueller is a figment of Cameron's imagination?
Yeah. It's like
his
a
dead friend.
Wimpy Fight Club.
Yeah.
They fixed
sort
it.
of
They made Fight Club.
Because
Just Ferris Bueller, but fixed.
There was a time around the early days of the internet where people also would identify as being into their favorite genre of movie being twist movies. Do you remember that? Like early 2000s, you had the Sixth
in
Sense.
the wake of the Sixth Sense, everybody's just like, "Oh yeah,
and the Usual
I want
Suspects
to be pulled." Yeah,
they would.
Usual Suspects.
M. Night Shyamalan made it into a whole. He was a genre director, and the genre was, "I'm gonna fuck with you. You aren't gonna know how this movie ends." And then they would make trailers for movies. They'd say, "With a twist you won't see coming." So then when the first major actor died in the movie, you'd be like, "Oh, he's not really dead." You figure it out because the trailer said there's a twist.
There aren't that many that you can do, and they did make several seasons of The Twilight Zone, so we're all just clumsily fumbling at Rod Serling's corpse when we do make these twist movies.
Would have been a much better movie if at the end of Signs, the alien kills everyone but Mel Gibson, and then he breaks his glasses and he can't read his Bible.
Oh, that would make Mel so sad. Nobody likes a sad Mel Gibson. We want a mad Mel Gibson. Like maybe the alien just insinuates that Mel's understanding of scripture is flawed.
He finally decodes all of their crop circles, and in their language it just says, "Mel Gibson, you have colon cancer. You need to see a doctor."
Yeah, they were just trying to be helpful. Nobody would have seen that coming.
The old colon cancer twist.
I stand corrected. I think that this is a great idea, and you should do this because you're better at this than M. Night Shyamalan.
Well, see, the thing is that this would be, we have to work with the existing framework of a film and be like, did you ever notice these little details seem to imply a completely different movie than the one you just watched? Give me a movie that I've seen.
Okay, a movie I know you've seen. Total Recall.
Okay, so in Total Recall, do you ever notice that I think that Quato, the leader of the Martian Rebellion, was secretly controlling. If you think about it, he was a psychic, right? He was the one that told Velos Cohagen to do everything. He's actually a bad guy. He was pulling the strings the whole time, making it all happen. There was no need for all the suffering for the Martian people to be colonized like that. It was all his doing. Quato was the bad guy in Total Recall. And it wasn't until he got shot in the head, spoiler alert, that they finally gave the people the air.
That's pretty strong, actually.
That's my theory.
I thought I was throwing you a curveball with that one, to be honest, and I hung it, and you hung me out to dry.
It also explains why there's this ludicrous concept of going to the place where they give you a memory that's not real, and he just happens to get one that fits him so perfectly. No, it was that he was picked out for this by Quato.
I buy it.
Yeah. It was all set up ahead of time. He gets there. There's a video of him. Oh, it just happens to. Oh, wow. Yeah,
you want to try another one?
All right, give me another one.
Okay.
Another one right across the plate.
All right, this one's going to be more like a boilerplate kind of history movie. We'll go with Mel Gibson again. We're going to do The Patriot this time.
I have not seen The Patriot,
right,
but...
You want to do Braveheart then?
I have a theory about The Patriot.
Okay, go for it.
It takes place in Westworld. Yeah, right? It explains why Mel Gibson is there. Weird guy, that Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I think that he does that just,
he got on that kick where the movies had to be in the language that the characters spoke with subtitles, but it was like dead languages.
Yeah, he just really did not want to have to pay attention to what anybody was saying. It was all about the torture porn for him, and he didn't.
Well, he did the
words getting in the way.
Apocalypto, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, was that made for Mayan people?
I think it did pretty good with the Mayan community. You know, because they made Bafo Mayan box office on that one.
Mayan Variety.
Yeah, if you go down to the Yucatan Peninsula, and I think it's still playing. You know, it's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show of Central America.
Everybody shows up, and they're all dressed in loincloths, and there's like a scene where everyone throws spears at the screen.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was twisted up.
I'm okay with that one, but I just know that you're going to be so much better at that one than me.
You know, it's funny.
I'm such a sheep. Like, if you show me something, I believe it, and I feel like you're going to be the Scully to my Mulder if we do that one.
It's a big deal. You know, we left a copy of 1984 out on the coffee table, and AJ saw it, and then he was going around just smashing TVs all day long. He got into a Sears Roebuck. Racked up over $100,000 worth of damage on those, those Sony flat panels. They don't come cheap.
When you said you left a copy of 1984 out, it kind of made me think about Santa Claus. What if that's what he wanted you to leave out instead of cookies?
Just a copy of 1984.
He's just obsessively collecting copies of 1984.
True, man.
Ironically, Santa Claus is a truther.
No, he's gathering them up to burn them.
Oh, yeah.
And then he finds out he actually was thinking of Fahrenheit 451. He just
doesn't want Big Brother stealing his Santa thunder. He's like, I'm the one who watches.
Yeah. He's like, can we stop Can we stop making this seem creepy? It's kind of my thing.
You got a good Santa voice.
Thank you, little boy.
Now I'm kind of thinking about that. Like, is that something that if you're a big beard grower, if you're a big beard guy, once it starts getting gray, what do you think the extra scratch you get being like a mall Santa Claus or a department?
Santa Claus.
Which I now am saying, I'm like, oh, that's not going to be a thing anymore. It's very soon.
Come, cough into my mouth, little boy.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be the first year without a Santa. Or without thousands of Santas.
Yeah, whatever the National Health Organization or whatever, they're like, we're warning people that whispering into Santa's ear can spread the coronavirus.
Before, all you were going to get was a little bit of whiskey breath, but...
Please do not tug on his beard. It is a vector for disease.
Oh! Man. Richard Attenborough was a pretty decent Santa Claus.
What?
It's like the only thing...
In the Miracle
Jurassic Park guy. Yeah.
No.
You don't like him?
I didn't like him as a Santa Claus. We've been over this.
Oh, yeah. I think we talked about how his beard wasn't big enough, or at least...
His teeth are nasty. Not a fan.
Okay.
They look like corn nuts.
Were you okay with him in Jurassic Park, though? It was okay for him to have a nasty teeth in that role?
Yeah. I don't ever like when a Santa Claus's beard is kind of a yellow white. I'd rather it be slightly
no
gray.
cigar smoking Santas, please.
That you get that yellowy beard. Not my idea of a good time. You got another idea for a podcast?
Yeah, I got another one. This one is E.T. Tonight.
Now, is this Entertainment Tonight? Or is this
it can
E.T.
be
the extraterrestrial?
I want it to be an entertainment show. If we're probably gonna my vision for it is not possible because I want it to just be Entertainment Tonight hosted by E.T. But since we can't get E.T., I think it could possibly either be Entertainment Tonight, and if that is still a thing, we can watch that and just do a what do you call it? It's not really a recap, but just a commentary on Entertainment Tonight. But it could also be just entertainment that is alien related. We could just have an alien movie, television, comic book, regular book, coloring book podcast.
Hey, why not rule of threes? Let's do erectile tissue tonight. Tonight we're talking about the corpora cavernosa of the penis.
Could do that. And do you think that E.T. was circumcised?
I mean, do you think that his penis looked like his finger? Or did it look like Alf's nose?
I think it might have been like the second mouth in the xenomorph. It might have just been penises within penises.
I feel like, yeah, we're probably thinking too small here. Like, there are creatures on our planet in our own same family. I mean, like, of animals, not our proper family of people.
Yeah, you're
they have like
not plants, not bacteria.
There's
animals.
there's prehensile penises and penises What is it? An echidna has a 5-headed penis. What are we doing over here?
What?
We're just we're just
I'm going to take a little pause here and look up some echidna penises, but keep talking.
okay. I'm just saying we should probably be thinking bigger for ET. Bigger, longer.
Harder.
It would be weird if he had a human penis. Nothing about him looks human. You know, he has vaguely humanoid features, I suppose, but
And you know, we're making a pretty big assumption that his species reproduces sexually, right?
yeah.
They could do binary fission, like the ET could just split in half. Now there are two of them.
Spill
Double
water
trouble.
on him after midnight, you give him something to eat. Look out. What if ET, what if that's, bringing it back to Twisted Up, this is my theory on ET, he's actually just a very fucked up gremlin.
Oh.
He isn't supposed to look like that. He's just a gremlin who, they gave his mom some sort of medicine when she was pregnant that they didn't know would fuck him up. He's just a gremlin, but his mom was on some sort of a drug to stop smoking, and they found out that it gives babies no legs and a long ass neck. You look like a gooseneck lamp made out of flesh. How's the search for echidna penises going?
I'm vaguely disturbed. It looks kind of like a tree root or something. It kind of makes me think about a little bit like a baobab tree. A potato that got left in the cupboard for too long. A little bit. I'm not a fan of that penis.
Yeah, I wish it was the first time I've heard that.
Oh, from me or from anyone?
That phrase in general. Ironically, there's a deleted scene from Guardians of the Galaxy where you see Groot's penis looks just like Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, that was a good move on their part, not making it look like a true echidna, because these guys are not cuties, but Knuckles is.
Yeah, he's that sanitized Hollywood echidna.
Yeah.
No
and maybe
dick at
I'd
all.
like echidnas better if all the pictures I was looking at of them didn't have their weird dong hanging out. That's a turnoff for me.
Do you think that if you drew a picture of Knuckles the echidna, but it showed his penis, do you think his penis would also have a little white glove on, since it has fingers? It has 5 little.
God, I
also
would hope
has
so.
the Mickey Mouse style glove.
I would like to tell all echidnas, no glove, no love. Cover that thing up, please.
I'm. You know what? I'm looking it up now, and there's a surprising number of people who've done drawings of him that way, and no one has thought to give him a little white glove. Folks, if you're good with art, why not draw a picture of Knuckles the echidna with his penis out, and he has a little white cartoon glove on the end of his penis, and then post that to Twitter with the hashtag "We don't have a podcast yet."
That would be lovely.
All right. I'm just going to do that.
Every time you do that, it makes me so happy.
2 things really tickle AJ. One is the soundbite from Limp Bizkit, and the other is me describing Richard Attenborough's teeth.
Can we get those together somehow?
Yeah, maybe by next week I'll have a cut of all the times I've talked about Richard Attenborough's teeth.
Okay.
And then we'll just intersperse it with little sound clips from Limp Bizkit.
And
all right.
We'll stretch that out to 90 minutes and make it a movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so
the twist is that Richard Attenborough is an echidna and has a like he can choke people with his hand penis.
Now we're talking. All right. I have another idea for a podcast here.
Okay.
This, well, at first I just wrote echo chamber, and I thought this would be like a podcast where we could use a echo sound effect on our voices, but also just kind of reiterate things that everyone already agrees on. But I thought that was kind of, there wasn't enough there. So I added in my little notebook, I wrote echo chamber brought to you by the American Egg Council. So just something to think about there. Now we have to say opinions that we already know we agree on. But then we have to cut in with some stuff about eggs. About the incredible edible egg.
People talk about walking on eggshells like it's a negative thing. They don't actually hurt your feet.
Yeah,
Perfectly fine to walk on them.
Yeah, it exfoliates.
It's good for you.
Yeah, you grind them up. They're good for your teeth. Don't even have to eat them. Just
great
grind
source
them
of
up.
Calcium. Don't bring milk into this breakfast equation. Just crunch up those shells when you're done.
Put a little bit of egg shells, in the blender, and then you just pour some water in there. Get a good slurry going. Pour that over your golden grams. We all agree on these things. Donald Trump is a boob, and we believe in science.
I
love that.
You could tell that guy didn't eat his eggshells.
I saw a sign the other day that said it had a list of things, and it was like Black Lives Matter, and then the last two of the things, like they were all, slogans, but then the last two, one said science is real, which I felt was a little backhanded because clearly I don't think anyone thinks science is bogus. Just people disagree on the politicization of science. And then the last one was even more inscrutable. It said water is life. And then I started to think that maybe somebody was trying to get in there and cut the American Egg Council out of the game.
Oh.
We all know eggs is life.
Yeah, big mistake there. Oh. Easter Bunny's going to get you for that one.
Yeah, I have a sign in my yard that just says eggs is life.
It's true. I mean, that's regardless of where you stand on the age-old question of what came first, the chicken or the egg. Life comes from eggs.
Yeah, you love science so much. Why don't you hold your head underwater for 5 minutes, see how much that's life, huh? Or you could have a plate of delicious eggs.
It's not even a question. Everyone chooses eggs.
Yeah, Eggland's best.
I'm just getting mad thinking about people saying those terrible things about eggs.
Yeah. Listen, folks, if you can't handle me at Eggland's worst, you don't deserve me at Eggland's best. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I think that's my favorite one so far, though.
It
is another excuse to just talk about eggs for an hour, though.
I know.
That's a problem.
I mean, we'll talk some dinner. We can talk about egg lunch options, but to be honest, there's got to be a lot of Breck stuff.
Yeah. And it is true that it's time eggs broke out of the breakfast ghetto. I know it's where we all came up and we love it so much, but eggs for lunch. Let's do a midnight snack of eggs. Just cook them all, cook the whole dozen first thing in the morning, and then, spread them out throughout your day. 12 meals a day, 12 eggs.
Yeah, well, there's that old saying, Eggs at morning. Sailor take warning. Eggs at lunch. Sailor eats a bunch.
Mm-hmm. Eggs at dinner, unless you're a sinner.
When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
Yeah.
That was actually how Shakespeare ended a lot of his sonnets. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? 'Tis nobler in the mind. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
Well, when you get to the end of that sonnet, you got to have the rhyming couplet. And it doesn't matter how beautiful the first 12 lines are if you don't leave me something to savor at the end, like an egg.
Like a delicious...
Smart of him. He was so smart to do that. Too many poets don't write about eggs. It's a perfect metaphor for everything. Think about an egg.
Yeah.
And then you can think about anything else after that because of the egg.
I believe it was the Beastie Boys who said, "The egg, a symbol of life. I go to your house and bust out your wife."
and they, it was split between 3 people, but they're all 1/3 of our generation Shakespeare. They're all 1/3 of a Billy Shakespeare.
Yeah. Shakespeare made up words like eyeball and
Alligator, I think.
alligator. And the Beastie Boys made up well, I can't think of any words they made up.
You don't think about words needing to be made up because they already did it for us.
Yeah.
They are real words. Like they came out of one of the eggs that the Beastie Boys laid, and then the world had that word now.
It seems the Beastie Boys laid eggs. It seems completely unnecessary from a biological standpoint for them to come to my house and bust out my wife.
Oh, they do that out of love.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
That's them going above and beyond.
They love
the bun again.
Beyond the bun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's pick up the phone. Folks, if you have an idea for a podcast or just want to say hello, you can call our podcast hotline. That's 702-PODCAST, PODCASP. That's right, ends with a P. We tried to get podcast, but it wasn't available, so we got the next best thing. Leave us a message. We have a message here. Hang on a second. There it is.
Hi, yeah. What about a podcast? And it's called Boogie Days. Boogie Days. Thank you.
Okay. I believe that was saying Boogie Days.
Boogie Days. Do you think that I immediately have a problem with the movie Boogie Nights now, because a lot of the scenes in that movie take place during the day.
Well, those listen. Those were not Boogie Days. The nights were Boogie Nights. The days were something else. Something else entirely. Perhaps Woogie Days.
I'm just worried that the consumer is going to be confused. I think that we should possibly re-edit that film so that there is a Boogie Nights and a whatever the days are. Let's fucking days.
Yeah. Days of Thunder.
Punch the
Boogie
clock.
Nights.
Do a sex, and then it's time to boogie at the nighttime.
Yeah. Strange Days. Strange Nights. Boogie Days. We can do it. We can do all kinds of things with this.
Boogie Days could also be well, right now is a bad time for this because all the dance halls across the land are closed down. But just be the early bird special at the nightclub, the day club. It's a Boogie Day.
Mm-hmm. Show up now for Boogie Days at the club, and there's a free breakfast buffet. I don't know if I'm ever going to get tired of that sound.
Well, as you control the soundboard, I personally am invested in you not getting tired of doing it because I love it so much.
Boogie Days. I'm trying to think of other ways this could go. This could be... Maybe we just have a dance marathon. It seems like that's a lot of work.
There's some people call congealed mucus within their nasal cavities boogies.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Oh, gross. I'm not doing that kind of a show.
I tried to science it up.
We keep it clean
a little bit,
here.
but...
We keep it clean. We don't talk about... I think we did talk about boogers in the last one, but I know we definitely talked about Alf doing a blow bang with a bunch of cats.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And that's what we're here for, recapping the previous episode from 3 days ago. That's what
still
keeps
fresh
people
in our minds.
coming back. You hear us
since that episode.
You hear us do a bit, and you're like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear them talk about this 3 days from now on the next one."
Yeah,
all right.
I'm starting to worry that we're doing another episode of the We the Breakfastards.
Yeah, it seems like we're kind of in a rut. Let's head to the Podtron. Get us out. I need
to have this pulled from my hands because I won't stop playing with it.
Podtron, take us away. The Podtron 4500, of course, is a artificial intelligence computer. We gave it the names of the top 1,000 podcasts on Apple's charts, and that it tries to reassemble those concepts into other titles for popular podcasts based on a secret algorithm that
you couldn't just look up.
Oh, and that's our first idea, podCATS. They're cats with a podcast.
Oh boy, that's a license to print money, Nate. Why haven't we thought about that?
And we play two cats.
Are we gonna be cat people? We're gonna have to dress up like cats to record this?
I think that we could it's an audio, it's an audio medium. Let's just call it podCATS, and then let's play Cats from Cats.
Ooh. I call Rum Tum Tugger.
I ought to be the magical Mr. Mistopheles. He's the only one with a hype man.
That's true.
Is this our idea?
And he knows Matt. That's not even. Let's do a proper Podtron idea. I don't want to. We'll piss him off, and then he won't want to do this anymore.
All right. Well, here I got one.
Okay.
It's called Watchables.
Watchables.
And this would be, I guess it would just be things that, where we talk about things you could watch.
Oh,
so we would have
I was thinking it was like Lunchables, but when you peeled back the plastic, there's just a Rolex in it.
There's just a Rolex. And then you're the kid who has to you just got a brown bag with an old Timex in it.
Try to trade.
Does anybody want Does anybody want this? It's a Casio. It says it's water resistant up to 300 meters. It's got this little clicky ring. I don't know if that's actually supposed to. I think if you go to like Navy SEAL school, they can teach you how to use that to like chart the stars or something. Anyway, it's pretty heavy. I think it's cool. Does anybody want to trade for the Rolex?
What if they made a Mickey Mouse watch where he had a third arm, or maybe
Between
it
his
was just
legs?
his penis, but it was also a compass. So Mickey's dick shows true north.
Okay.
Do they still make those? Like, I'm trying to get hey, Disney, hire me for your watch division.
I wonder how much it costs
ideas.
to get a custom watch made. If we could get one with Knuckles, but he has his dick with a little white glove.
He could point out east and west and south and one tertiary direction. he could go.
Just get a watch made, but it's just it just has the second hand and it's a penis, just helicoptering. And you're like, listen, these days, life's too short to not live minute to minute. And that's why this new watch just tells what part of a minute you're on. And it's all based on, Huckleberry Hound's dick swinging in a circle.
That's scary, though, because if I'm living life by the minute, when I think back on the minute that I've just done, I'll probably spend that next minute thinking about the previous minute on into infinity. Like, if you break time down too small, you're in trouble.
Honestly, in these days, with your Quibbies and your TikToks, we're just moving from one thing to the next.
I guess it's true.
It's the gig economy,
we're living
baby.
life by the minute. Like, we need to actually get smaller. Like, we're living life by the 10-second.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You can't be late to work when your job is just, in the micro economy. No more 9 to 5 jobs. You just have a gig. And your little watch.
You gotta re-up every minute,
Yeah, you look at it and
you could be gone at any moment.
Oh, dang. Look at this. It's the Pingu, the claymation penguin. And his penis tells me I have to go deliver groceries now.
Oh, Pingu's penis is such a cruel taskmaster. I don't want to do that, but I mean,
somehow we brought it back around to the beginning, the very beginning, with talking about a penguin's penis.
Oh, it's
an
true.
Episode 1. That's an episode 1 thing.
They should put it on a pillow.
And we have.
We got our needles pillows and thread boxes out. And we got to cross stitching.
Mm-hmm. Watchables. All right, what else?
I've got one here. It's number 57. It's Oprah's Hardcore.
So this would be, hardcore could be.
Yeah, it's debatable whether this is saying Oprah is hardcore or this is just the hardcore that Oprah owns.
Well, I was wondering whether when it's saying hardcore, is it talking about like Black Flag or, pornography?
Yeah, porno. Mm.
It's Oprah's, but it's showing close up penetration.
As much as I love that idea, I was thinking the Black Flag idea probably. Oprah. She writes really great lyrics, but she screams them in such a shrill voice that I can't even tell what she's saying half the time. But, the energy's there, and I've got my head banging.
I'm trying to imagine, like, what kind of hardcore Oprah would be. She's probably she was from Chicago, right?
That's where her show was filmed. I think she might be from Tennessee originally. I think she was...
Well, I'm talking about, Oprah, yeah, in Tennessee, who cares? But I bet you anything, right? Like her show when she was coming up, right, with her show in like the 80s, she was in Chicago, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I bet you anything that she went to see Big Black. She probably has songs about fucking on vinyl.
Do you think that all of her songs were about fucking in her band? Just turned on so much by the experience of seeing Big Black in their element, in their prime, and now she's just a font of songs about fucking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she
I
never got
see
into
where Dr.
shellac.
Phil gets into this though, because his hardcore band has no songs about fucking. It's not even hardcore. It's just butt rock.
Yeah, no. Dr. Phil, he's into My Chemical Romance, and he thinks that's, well, he thinks it's emo.
Yeah. He takes all of his stylistic direction from his many trips to the Hot Topic at his local mall.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What a poser.
What a fool.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
We hate him, folks. All right, let me see.
You got another one?
Yeah. We're really killing it, huh?
I don't know. I blame the Patron.
Yeah.
I'm letting all blame slide off of me.
That's a good plan. All right, this one is called Greeting. That's it. Greeting.
I like the idea of doing that one because it'd be easy.
Yeah.
Maybe it would just be a podcast where we say hello in every language.
Yeah. Or we
even
could
the
do,
dead ones, in case Mel's listening.
Yeah. I mean, we could do different segments. We could have a segment about greetings in different cultures. We could do a segment where we talk about voicemail greetings, and we could record. We could do like a few takes of different voicemails. You know.
Yeah, that'd be good. We could do reviews of greeting cards, like which ones we think are the best.
We have a
which
guest.
Ones are bad buys. Don't buy that card.
Yeah. Oh, those kind of greetings too. Yeah. Seasons greetings. More seasons greetings.
Can you have seasons greeting? Or would it have to be season greeting?
Oh, I guess it is greeting. Seasons greeting.
Oh,
season
we could do a podcast where we don't know about plurality. Like there's only one of everything for this podcast.
Mm. And then we get into a bitter fight over what we think is the last morsel of food.
Mm.
We just open a bag of potato crisps.
Wait a minute. What was this heresy? Bag of potato crisp, please.
Sorry. We're
just going to have to make that chip big.
I was speaking as the narrator here. Outside of the story we're weaving, yeah. Then I immediately.
How do you get up there? How do you get out of this? I'm sorry. I was trying to get into a fight.
I'm trapped in the universe where I only think one thing exists.
I'm a method podcaster, Nate.
Mm-hmm. You got another one?
Sure. Number 49, Unlocko podcast.
Unlocko?
Which, I reflexively chose this one because I used to work as a locksmith. So I was going to say I'll have some. A lot of times, I'm letting you behind the curtain here. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it could possibly be a podcast where I have some sort of
Yeah, you're in the catbird seat with that one.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand locks at all. Like, it's just like a magic thing that they put their key into the lock and open her on up, but they don't understand how it works at all. And I could let you know about all the gutty works inside of a lock.
As I understand it, when I put my key into the doorknob, then it's having sex with the house. And if the house enjoys it, then I'm allowed to come in.
You got to wipe that ejaculate off every time you unlock.
Oh, I just hold the key in there.
Okay.
Hoping for a little doghouse to be born. Just pops out the chimney of the other house. It's gross thinking about a house that's alive like that. I wish I hadn't said it.
Ooh.
But it is funny that we have the Patreon, right? And
yes, we do.
You pay to unlock. So even though you don't work as a locksmith anymore, people are still paying you to unlock something for them. But it's just a podcast.
And about as well as I got paid as a locksmith.
Yeah. Maybe we should just add that to the Patreon. There's a level, if you pay $7 a month, it's like AAA.
I'll come and give you...
You can come and get you locked out of your car. We get more Patreon subscribers. People are like, I don't listen to the podcast, but it's a pretty good deal to get a guy to come unlock your door if you lock yourself out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well, you say they talk about farts and cum? I don't care. It's $7.
Yeah, that's a pretty genius idea. If we could get people to pay for the podcast without actually listening to the podcast, that would be choice.
I'm thinking now that maybe we're coming at this from the wrong angle, and what we should do is just get a job working for AAA or some other roadside assistance courtesy service. And then when we're like, well, we can give you a tow into town, hop up here in the cab with us. And then we just put on our podcast. They're getting towed back to the city from out in the country the whole time.
A captive audience.
Yeah.
And we don't even have to use violence to get it. Beautiful.
Yeah. It's a foolproof plan, I think.
Okay, well, sign me up for that. I will gladly unlock all of our listeners' cars and force them to listen to whatever podcastery we're getting up to at the time.
All right, so here are our options.
I'll even take a really long time to do it. So like it's going to take me a good hour to unlock this car.
It's going to be a long wind up for the pitch on this one.
Okay.
All right, here are our options.
All right, go for it.
Oh, you got something else to say?
No, I don't.
Okay. We have Fear of a Botfly Planet, To Twist It Up, E.T. Tonight, Echo Chamber, brought to you by America's Egg Council, Boogie Days, podCATS, Watchables, Oprah's Hardcore Greeting, and Unlocko podcast.
Okay. I'll tell you my two favorites are Greeting and Echo Chamber.
I like Greeting and I like podCATS. So I guess the one thing we agree on is Greeting. So, folks, if you want to hear Greeting...
Hello! I'm gonna look up a list of all.
Save it for the paywall.
Okay.
We can't be giving this shit away for free.
This is prime shit. You gotta pay a premium for it.
If you want to hear Greeting, you can go to patreon.com/we don't have a podcast yet. And if you sign up for our premium service, then you'll get Greeting along with 50 or so other premium episodes that we've done, many of which have never seen the light of day outside of the paywall. We call it the vault, and it's just like Disney's racist films. We don't let our racist podcast out. Stored
they're
safely.
inside podcasts. You know, we keep them up in the attic and feed them
Yeah.
a bucket of fish heads.
We tell everyone that our podcast is based on the movie Splash, and they just believe us. Yeah, other than that, you can always follow us on Twitter and Instagram, WDHAPY. Email us at we don't have a podcast yet at gmail.com. And call into the podcast hotline, 702-PODCASP. Send us a message. Let us know if you like the show. If you're that one kid that got mad at me because I said Black Lives Matter, call in and make your case for why. What did he say? Affirmative action has gotten out of control. I'd love to hear your side of the argument.
Yeah. I think that everybody needs to hear that. So if you call in, we'll totally play your message.
Yeah, we'll play your voicemail. Other than that, thanks for listening. I'm Nathan P. Woodard.
I'm Andrew James Estes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.